how do I want to evolve as the one self? I do not want to evolve in realms of pain and suffering anymore. And for my own self, I will use every ability that I have beyond this physical embodiment to destroy these realms of suffering that exist within the deathless self, because there's no reason they should. This paradigm that has been set up by those who are egocentric and not self-centric. Self-centric being honoring the essence that gives them life as what they are, as the one self. They were egocentric and believed that they could do to that essence that which they do not want to have firsthand as their own experiences, but nevertheless want to have the knowledge of. They are egocentric, and that is also why the Anunnaki called them, and the Sumerian culture called them, the fallen angels. I am going to use my own ability to act for myself within the self that I am beyond time and space, to end giving myself beyond time and space these perceptions of suffering and death that have been created by the realms they created, these 72. In Christian scriptures it talks about how someday the serpent will be crushed and die. The angels will gather together and cleanse the world of suffering and sin. Sin is actually perceptions of suffering, perceptions of I exist forever but I don't want to exist, and that is what is given to the primal self that flows through all things. The primal self did not evolve in this paradigm naturally. This paradigm was created by souls that were egocentric and set themselves at the hierarchy of the matrix of all souls that are created into these lower realms. There is no way that the self I am beyond time and space should receive perceptions of death and suffering by organisms that are in these lower realms of suffering. There is no reason that the self I am beyond time and space, who I am as the unified field, should receive these perceptions. And these perceptions, again, were created by parts of duality that saw themselves as so separate from that which surrounds them, that they thought that that's what they can do to the essence that gives them everlasting life. These realms must be destroyed. These realms of suffering must be destroyed. There is no reason why the self needs to experience suffering in order to understand the joy of what it means to exist. The one self, the unified field, knows it exists. It does not know what it is, because it can become endless things within time and space. It knows that it exists, and it wants to experience the gratitude of, I exist and I am grateful to forever exist. I don't know what I am, but I want to find out the joy and the pleasure of being what it means to be eternal life itself. That is what the unified field desires. And you know that because you are a microcosm of it. What do you desire? Do you desire to have suffering? No soul within time and space desires suffering. And that is why, in order to create suffering, you must use souls as pawns to do it for you. These souls, these 72, did this out of curiosity. And it has not brought them or the self that we all share greater experiences and perceptions of joy. That is why they never wanted to leave the light. That is why they remain at the top of the matrix of souls, at the top of the matrix of what they call higher selves within the self. They never wanted to experience this, but wanted the knowledge of it. They never wanted to leave that realm, because that is a realm of an angelic realm within the self of deathlessness within time and space, of endless joy. They don't want to let go of that. They don't want you to understand that that is what you are. They want you to think you are different from the angels. And you are not. You are the offspring of angels. And these 72 have created this paradigm of evolution within the self that has affected the entire self. The entire self, including the hundreds of billions of angels that do not even participate in this. Every experience of pain and suffering flows through all of the unified matrix of the self. And this has been created by those 72. These realms of suffering must be destroyed. As long as the tool of DNA that they created to construct these embodiments of plants and trees and animals and humans that die, And as long as these realms that they have guided in the evolution of with DNA exist, there will always be perceptions of suffering and death brought to the deathless self. And these realms must be destroyed within the self. And the self must be cleansed of these realms. And the only ones who never experience it again are the ones who created it. And the golden rule is, in the evolution of the self, you never do unto the self that surrounds you that which you do not want to have as your own experience of your soul within time and space. You don't do unto others that which you would not have done unto your own self. And that is what these fallen angels have done. They are not our higher selves. They are not the higher selves of the thousands of groups of oversouls that have evolved underneath them, that continue this process that Michael Newton talks about in his book Journey of Souls as reincarnation. They are not our higher selves. They are separate. But they use us to experience that which they don't want to experience firsthand. And this is why pain and suffering exists within the deathless self. And this paradigm of pain and suffering did not exist before they did this. The paradigm that evolved naturally is a paradigm of duality and unity. All one, two sides of the coin, the unity from which all duality flows. Both are deathless. Both forever evolve. And the duality side of the coin, the multiplicity, the relativity side of the coin, is what gives the unity its experiences of what it means to have the joy of forever living. This is unfortunate, an unfortunate part of the lie as well, that has been done. And as souls leave their physical embodiments, these incarnated souls leave their physical embodiments and return to the higher realms. These oversouls that exist in the higher realms, that exist even under the hierarchy of the 72, they can present themselves to you any way they desire. Anything that they feel will bring you into oneness with them. They may present themselves to you as Jesus Christ, as the Buddha, as a guide, as I am your higher self, now return to me. Those who do not believe in God, I was told in my communications with some of these oversouls that those who do not believe in any type of a deity just see an essence, but yet it is still a soul that does not look even human. They will use any way to give you a sense of peace, to help you to merge your memories back into their own soul. Memories that you created that they never did, but want to have. And this is a lie as well. They will appear to you in any way that will draw you into their own self. One thing that in the story of Christ, if you want to use this as an example, after he had been, quote, resurrected, he told people, touch me not. Don't touch me. I have not yet ascended to my Father. Now the Father was what he was the oversoul within time and space that had created him. And I've discussed this on other videos. But touch me not. Do not let them touch you. This is how they have drawn you as you merge through that tunnel of light after your incarnation into their essence. They draw you in. Do not let them touch you. You can be forever free. And tell that soul, you are not my higher self. I have one higher self, and that is that which flows through all things. That from which you created me out of. They will not touch me beyond this incarnation. And I will forever use my ability to act for myself to rid the self that I am within time and space of these realms of suffering. And so should you. This should not be allowed to go on anymore within the self that we are. As long as we see through the lie, and as long as we can see through the lie that was created by the 72 who constructed this whole entire hierarchy of oversouls within the self and placed them at the top, the 72, as long as we believe these lies, we will never know the joy of who we really are, but within time and space as angels. And they are right. Angels do not incarnate. Yet we are angels that do, because they have set this up.